Hello student. We have started the topic that is plant physiology from last few lectures, and today also we are going to talk about the same thing, that is plant physiology. We are going to take overlook of these parameters which is studied in this plant physiology syllabus. Now as we know that plant physiology deals with the study of the physiological material or the physiology of plants. So how the functioning or how this parameter or different mechanisms will takes place in the plant, that comes under plant physiology. Plant physiology is the study of plant functions, processes and behavior. The field of plant physiology includes the study of all internal activities of the plants, and we can say that these are nothing but the basic definitions of plant physiology. The branch of science that deals with the study of structure, function of plants and its parts is known as plant physiology. Now in simple way we can say that when the season will change, say for example from rainy season winter season will come, and after winter the summer season will start. So basically in India these three most important seasons will uh, followed by each other. So sequence is like rainy season, then winter and then summer. So when we talk about this season and when we look towards the plants, we can see that the different plants behave differently in a different season. Say for example, Azarti recta indica, the leaves of that particular plant will fall down during the beginning of the summer, or we can say end of the winter. So in between this end of the winter and beginning of the summer, the plant will shed their leaves. So what we can say that they act according to the environment, they behave according to the environment, and this study of behavior of plants according to the seasons, according to the environmental condition, is nothing but the study of plant physiology. साध्या भाषेत सांगायचं तर उन्हाळा लागला तर झाडांना आपल्याला जास्त पाणी द्यावं लागतं, पाणी जास्त युटिलाइज केलं जातं झाडांमध्ये, इव्हॅपोरेशन पण होतं तिथं. सो वी कॅन से दॅट दिस प्रोसेसेस or this study of this relationship of the plant towards the environment is also known as the plant physiology. मग साधी डेफिनेशन काय होईल तर प्लांटचं बिहेवियर आणि प्लांटच्या फंक्शनिंग, प्रोसेसिंग ज्या काही आपण बघतो, स्टडी करतो, त्या सगळ्या प्रोसेसेसला आपण प्लांट फिजिओलॉजी असं म्हणतो किंवा असं म्हणू शकतो. सो दीज आर नथिंग बट द बेसिक डेफिनेशन विच वी हॅव discussed in earlier lecture also. Now moving to the next, that is what are the different parameters studied under plant physiology. Say for example the first thing we can do, that is cellular interaction. How cell will interact with each other, that is study under the plant physiology. Then the molecular biology is there. How the molecular biology helps plants to act according to the environmental condition, that are studied under the plant physiology. Then plant morphology. Say for example in rainy season the plant will grow very fast, and during the summer the growth of plant is depressed, or we can say it is little bit stunted. So that is also again the study of plant physiology. Then environmental interaction. So environment is hot, environment is humid, so study of these also comes under the plant physiology. Then photochemistry is also the part of plant physiology. So plant physiology deals with the study of all these things, interaction of all these things. So here is the basic we can say the history is there. In 1911 and 1997, during this period the Melvin Calvin is the scientist who is known as the American biochemist, discovered the cycle that name is given as a Calvin cycle or Kelvin cycle. He was awarded with the Nobel Prize in a chemistry for the discovery of this particular Kelvin cycle. He spent most of his 5 decades career at the University of California, and this will gives rise to a most important cycle towards all of us, that we called it as a Kelvin cycle. Now he is the person Melvin Kelvin, and he discovered the Kelvin cycle, which is the most important cycle in a plant physiology. Now, transport in organism, how the material get transport. As we know that we are human and we can use any part, we can have some different organs, but when we talk about the plants don't have a particular type of organ. Say for example, plant don't have hands and mouth to drink water or to move from one place to another place. So in this regard, how the plant will do their transportation of material. Say for example, water move from the roots towards the top of the plant, food from top of the plant will move towards the root of the plant. So all this is nothing but the transport in organism. Now when we talk about animal is having circulatory system that includes blood, then heart, blood vessels, along with that capillaries is there. So all these things are included, or excretion in animal is also taken place. So these are nothing but the transports in animal. Now in plants as compared to animal, we can say there is no particular system. Just like a circulatory system in animal, there is no particular system is available. But instead of that, this transport in organism will takes place through the process known as xylem and phloem. So these are nothing but a type of tissue, or we can say organs, which is given to the plant, xylem and phloem. Particularly talking about water, water is transported through the xylem, and the phloem is useful for the transportation of food material prepared in the leaves. So xylem and phloem, these are the most important part which is provided or which is present in a plant, that will helps in the transportation of the water and food material. So here you can look at the formula. Xylem is equal to water and phloem is equal to food. So that helps in a transportation of this material. Now what we can say about the types of plants. So basically lower plants and higher plants, these are the two types of plants. Now these two types of plants include algae, fungi, lichen and bryophytes, whereas higher plants includes pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Now why we need to discuss this plant, lower plant and higher plant? Because the lower plant vascular bundle are absent, whereas in a higher plants vascular bundles are present. And these vascular bundles are the most important structure which is available in plant for the transportation of the food and water molecule. So basically again we can say that plant is categorized into two different structure, lower plant and higher plant. Lower plants are those which don't have a vascular system, or developed vascular system is absent in a lower plants, whereas in higher plant the vascular system is well studied or well developed, and that will helps in a transportation. So that is nothing but the lower and higher plant. Now what is vascular bundle? As we know that the movement of water and the food transportation takes place through the vascular bundle. Here you can see the TS of the stem has taken. आपण स्टेमचा एक कट घेतलाय. आता या कट मध्ये तुम्ही बघा की ब्राउन कलर अँड द ब्लू कलर इज देअर. So here blue colored structure is nothing but the phloem. Phloem helps in the transportation of food, and here brown color is given as a xylem, which helps in a transportation of water. So these constitute, phloem and xylem constitute a vascular bundle. म्हणजे vascular bundle कशाला म्हणायचं तर xylem आणि phloem हे दोन्ही जे झाडांमध्ये असतात त्या xylem आणि phloem ला vascular bundle असं म्हणतात. Now here the cell wall is the outermost layer of the cell. This is having the inclusion of plasma membrane, then nucleus, and then the chloroplast. So this is nothing but the basic structure of cell. Cell कशी असते तर ही सेल अशा प्रकारची असते, प्लांट सेल. सेल वॉल असतं, प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेन असतो, न्यूक्लियस असतं आणि क्लोरोप्लास्ट असतो. Now when we talk about the membrane or structure of cell membrane, now why we need to go for the cell membrane? Because in a plant transportation of this molecule will takes place through the cell membrane. मग आता आपण व्हॅस्क्युलर बंडल बघितले, आपण लोअर प्लांट्स बघितले, हायर प्लांट्स बघितले. आता आपण थोडं पुढे जातो आहे, दॅट इज नथिंग बट द सेल मेम्ब्रेन. म्हणजे एक सेल आहे, प्लांट सेल, आणि त्या प्लांट सेलला काय आहे, सेल मेम्ब्रेन असतो प्लांट सेलला. तर ह्या प्लांट सेलच्या सेल मेम्ब्रेन ज्या आहेत या ट्रान्सपोर्टेशनमध्ये महत्त्वाच्या आहे आणि म्हणून आपण हा पार्ट आता इथे स्टडी करतो आहे. सो हिअर यू कॅन सी द फॉस्फोलिपिड मॉलिक्यूल इज गिवन which is in blue color and red color structure, that we called it as a phospholipid. And in between phospholipid you can see the protein is present, that is given name transport protein. So this is the basic structure of cell membrane which is important in the transportation of the food and water. Now transport what is transported through the plants or through the cell membrane? Water is transported, mineral and nutrients are transported, then organic nutrients are transported. Now when we talk about these plant growth regulators will transported, these all things which is known as mineral, organic or PGR, these things comes with the help of water, transported with the help of water. म्हणजे पाण्यामध्ये मिक्स करून दिल्या जाणारे किंवा वापरल्या जाणारे जे काही मटेरियल आहे ते म्हणजे वॉटर मिनरल, वॉटर ऑर्गॅनिक न्यूट्रिएंट अँड प्लांट ग्रोथ रेग्युलेटर. पाण्यामधून किंवा लिक्विडमधून ते ट्रान्सपोर्ट केल्या जातात किंवा ट्रान्सफर केल्या जातात. नाऊ वॉटर इज ट्रान्सपोर्टेड. नाऊ व्हॉट डिस्टंट इट विल ट्रान्सपोर्टेड. म्हणजे असं म्हणू आपण की पाणी कुठून कुठपर्यंत झाडांमध्ये ट्रान्सपोर्ट केल्या जाईल. तर इथे तुम्ही बघा की ट्रान्सपोर्ट डिस्टन्स हे दोन प्रकारचं आहे बेसिकली. शॉर्ट डिस्टन्स म्हणजे आपल्याला माहिती आहे की थोड्या अंतरावर, म्हणजे एका सेलमधनं विदिन अ सेल, म्हणजे एका सेलमधलं पाणी दुसऱ्या सेलमध्ये ट्रान्सपोर्ट होईल ज्या की एकमेकांना अटॅच आहे. ऑर सेल टू सेल, एका सेलपासनं दुसऱ्या सेलपर्यंत पाणी ट्रान्सपोर्ट केल्या जाईल. तर हे झालं सेल टू सेल किंवा विदिन अ सेल, त्या फक्त सेलमध्ये ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होईल. दुसऱ्या प्रकारचं डिस्टन्स आहे दॅट इज लॉंग डिस्टन्स. म्हणजे फॉर एक्झाम्पल रूटमधून पाणी ॲब्सॉर्ब केलं आणि हे आता रूटमधनं हळूहळू वर 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 जात आता शूट टिपपर्यंत ते जात आहे. सो इट विल ट्रान्सपोर्टेड टुवर्ड्स दी शूट टिप. मग झाड छोटं असेल किंवा आंब्याचं झाड आपण पाहू मोठं असेल तर त्या मोठ्या आंब्याच्या झाडाच्या शूटपर्यंत शेवटच्या टोकापर्यंत पाणी काय केलं जातं, ट्रान्सपोर्ट केलं जातं. अँड देअर इज नो एनी पंप. आता असं आहे का की आंब्याच्या झाडाखाली आपण पंप लावला आणि मग पाणी वर जात आहे. सो इट इज नॉट लाईक दॅट. देअर विल बी अ पर्टिक्युलर टाईप ऑफ सिस्टीम अँड ड्यू टू दिस सिस्टीम वॉटर गेट ॲब्सॉर्ब बाय द प्लांट्स रूट अँड देन इट इज ट्रान्सपोर्टेड थ्रू द झायलम टुवर्ड्स द shoot of that particular plant. So that is the transport distance. We can say a short distance is there or long distance is there. Now direction. Majority of the time the water move from the lower side towards the upper side of that particular parameter, whereas mineral mixed with the water and then it will transport it from the lower side to the upward direction. So unidirectional movement is there. That means the direction will takes place from the lower side to the upper side. Particularly talking about the liquids. झाडामध्ये जर आपण लिक्विड बद्दल बोलत असेल, वॉटर मिनरल्स, तर आपण असं म्हणू की लोअर साईड करणं वॉटर आणि मिनरल्स हे झाडाच्या एका डायरेक्शननी ट्रान्सपोर्ट होत असतात. दॅट्स वाय इट इज नोन ॲज युनिडायरेक्शनल movement or transportation. Now moving to the next part that we call the transport direction. Something we can say multi-directional transport system is also available. but it is for the organic and nutrients which is available in the plant. So this is the multi-directional transportation. Now transport in plants means it is the mean of transport. What mean of transport? The directional movement is the mean of transport. Plant water relationship is also required to be studied in this particular transport in plant. Now long distance transport of water we are going to discuss in this part. Then transpiration we are going to consider. Then uptake of minerals and nutrients. Then phloem transport, that is flow from source to sink. So these are nothing but the different parts which we are going to discuss in upcoming lecture. What we are going to discuss? Transport in plants. So in this transportation of the material in a plants we will studied under the head means of transport, means what are the aids or what are the material available for the transport. जसं मी आधी सांगितलं की झाडाजवळ तर पंप नाही आहे पाणी ट्रान्सपोर्ट करायला, तर मग तो कोणत्या पद्धतीने वॉटर किंवा फूड ट्रान्सपोर्ट करतो, दॅट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अंडर द हेड दॅट इज नोन ॲज मीन ऑफ ट्रान्सपोर्ट. देन प्लांट वॉटर रिलेशनशिप, झाडाच्या बाजूला पाणी तर आहे पण ते पाणी झाड घेतं कसं, त्या पाण्याला ॲब्सॉर्ब केल्यानंतर ट्रान्सपोर्ट करतो कसा, दॅट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अंडर द प्लांट वॉटर रिलेशनशिप. नंतर आहे लॉंग डिस्टन्स ट्रान्सपोर्ट ऑफ वॉटर. शॉर्ट डिस्टन्स वी कॅन से ओके, एका सेलमधनं दुसऱ्या सेलमध्ये पाणी गेलं, इट्स ओके. बट लॉंग डिस्टन्स ट्रान्सपोर्ट ऑफ वॉटर, हाऊ इट कॅन टेक्स प्लेस, दॅट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन ट्रान्सपोर्ट इन प्लांट. Then transpiration process we are going to discuss. Along with these two processes or along with these different parameters, uptake of minerals and nutrients is also studied in this particular portion. पण नुसतं पाणी घेतं का झाड, नाही तर पाण्यासोबत ते न्यूट्रिएंट्स घेतात, मिनरल्स घेतात किंवा आणखी काही रिक्वायर्ड मटेरियल आहे ते ॲब्सॉर्ब करून त्यालासुद्धा ट्रान्सपोर्ट केलं जातं. अँड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अंडर द ट्रान्सपोर्ट इन प्लांट्स, दॅट इज फ्लोएम ट्रान्सपोर्ट, फ्लो फ्रॉम सोर्स टू सिंक. म्हणजे झाडामध्ये जे काही फूड मटेरियल तयार झालं आहे, वॉट एव्हर द मटेरियल प्रिपेअर्ड इन दी लिव्स दॅट विल ट्रान्सपोर्टेड टू द डिफरंट ऑर्गन. म्हणजे जर असं झालं असतं नुसतं की झाडांनी फूड तयार केलं आणि ते नुसतं लिव्समध्ये राहिले तर त्याचा काही फायदा झाला असता नाही. याचा अर्थ असा की जे फूड मटेरियल प्लांट्स तयार करतात थ्रू द प्रोसेस नोन ॲज फोटोसिंथेसिस, या फोटोसिंथेसिसमध्ये तयार झालेलं जे काही फूड असेल ते फूड काय केलं पाहिजे, लिव्समधनं झाडाच्या वेगवेगळ्या ऑर्गनला ट्रान्सपोर्ट केल्या गेलं पाहिजे. सो ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन ऑफ फूड is also studied in a transport in a plant. So food transport. So basically we can say that water transport and food transport, these two things are going to be discussed in this particular parameter which we call transport in plant. So up till now we stop with this. In upcoming lecture we are going to discuss this topic in detail. So it is necessary to watch this video until you understand the concept of transportation and different parameter in the plant physiology, and it is also necessary to continually watch these videos for the better understanding. So we stop with this today. In next lecture we are again going to start the same topic.